Things about New York City high schools that would send non-New Yorkers into a coma. I'm a girl who went to school in the city her whole life. I'm a survivor of the New York City public high school system. So here's part 2 of things that would send non-New Yorkers into a coma. The first really weird thing is sports teams and how they operate. The first thing is that obviously we don't have buses. Like the city doesn't give us buses to travel to away games. So what you do is you take your coach, you take all the people on your team and your equipment, and you go on the train to wherever your away games are. Sometimes you walk if the school's really close by, but 9 times out of 10 you're just gonna take the train to your games. When I was playing softball, we would take the train. One time we had a game, it was like an hour and a half away. We got out of school like 2 hours early so we could get to the field because you would obviously need to warm up. Number 2 is if you were playing an outdoor sport. So let's say I played softball, obviously, we would get assigned a nearby field. We would share that field with other schools in the area, obviously, because there's not enough softball fields for each team to have just like one. So you're assigned practice days by the city, and your coach has to get like a permit, and it's like a whole thing so you can actually practice. Same thing for soccer, same thing for baseball. If you were playing any outdoor sport, you were assigned a nearby like field. A field at Central Park is like somebody's home field for their regular high school games. The second thing is a lot of schools here don't have finals or midterms, but we have something called regents. So regents are basically statewide exams, and if you were taking algebra, you had an algebra regents. If you were taking history, like US history, like that was a regents. Not every class had a regent, I'm pretty sure. But during COVID, a lot of them got canceled, quote unquote, or waived. And a lot of teachers would get mad because obviously if you didn't have to pass your regents, you don't really have to try in the class. Obviously you have to pass your class, but you didn't have to go as hard. You didn't have to put as much effort in because you weren't worried about passing your regents. So for me, my English regent got waived even when we were in school, like when we went back after COVID. And I think my algebra regent got waived. Our chemistry regent got waived. A bunch of them got waived because they knew the kids were not prepared to take the test because we were all from school for so long. But before COVID, if you didn't pass your regents, you would have to retake the class because you would need the credit to graduate. You needed a certain amount of regents credits so you could graduate. Okay, the third thing's gonna be metal detectors and how they work. So not every school has a system where there's metal detectors in your school every day. What the city would do is have rotating like metal detectors. So you would wake up one day and people would be texting you like, oh, there's metal detectors today at school. Now, it's really common in the city where people have pepper spray and multiple things. So a lot of people would leave them at the deli or dump like their pepper spray before school. Not necessarily because people are going to school to like do anything. It's just like we take the train home. So it's just like a safety thing. Not everybody was going to school on that type of timing. Like, let's say there was a fight at school or there was like a big incident. 9 times out of 10, there would be a metal detector at your school the next day. At least that's how it was at my school. If something had went down